Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I'm bringing you my first impressions of Mrs. Claus and the Santaland Slayings, the first book in the Mrs. Claus Mystery Series by Liz Ireland. This was the December Book One Cozies Club, or first in a series Cozy Mystery Book Club selection. In this one, we find Giblet Hollyberry, who is an elf who had a public argument with Santa, murdered, and it is thought, of course, that since he had this public argument with Santa, that Santa is the murderer. On top of that, there seems to be other rumors regarding the newest Santa, especially in regards to the previous Santa's death. And so it's up to the new Mrs. Claus to clear her husband's name, and maybe she'll solve another murder or two. So this book starts off dropping you right where Giblet is found murdered. And if you've listened to any of my other series First Impressions videos in regards to the Book One Cozies Club selections, you know that that is not the way I like to start out my Cozy Mystery series. I don't like being dropped in where the action is and not knowing anything about our characters or anything, like literally. And this is exactly how this book starts. That being said, I really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed being in Santaland and the kind of ambiance the story gave. This one definitely had a lot more in the story in regards to the crime aspects. I know that the title says Slayings plural, but I didn't expect there to be so many. Right off the top, you find out about all of them that are being looked at in this book. And yeah, I don't know, I just wasn't prepared for that many. But it was still really interesting trying to follow April and what she was doing and figuring out certain things. I just really enjoyed the journey this book took me on. I'm not usually one to read through any type of mystery and not have the gears in my head going as to who the culprit could be, what the motive for the murder could have been, and things like that. My mind usually always tries to figure these things out. But in this one, I just enjoyed the ride. It was a very pleasant experience. And it was my first holiday read for the month. And I don't know, it just kind of put me in that holiday mood. And I just really enjoyed reading this book. That being said, there were definitely some things that I didn't enjoy, such as the way the Claus family is treating April. In this book, April is newly married to her husband, who has just inherited the title of Santa. And so it's like her first Christmas there in Santaland with duties as Mrs. Claus. And some of the things that she has to do is play in the community band, which is something that I have like a connection to because I was in band for quite a few years of my life. And so some of the songs that were mentioned were very familiar to me, and so that kind of connected me to this story as well. There was also mention of the fact that the Dowager Mrs. Claus, or Santa's mother, knits, and that's also something that I do as well. And so those types of things really connected with me in this story. But at the same time, because April has all of these responsibilities and duties, she has people expecting her to do things, and she doesn't really know her way around her title yet. And there are people in her family that don't accept that. They want her to be on the ball at all times. She should know what she should be doing as a Mrs. Claus, and I just didn't agree with that, and it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. They were just really mean about it. On top of that, April's husband, Nick, he's not the epitome of Santa Claus that I know and love. He is definitely someone who doesn't really care about what's going on with April. At least that's how it came across to me for most of this book. He's pretty oblivious. Um, he also doesn't really listen to April's concerns in regards to this case. And I thought that was really not husband-like at all either. It just kind of ruined my image of Santa Claus. I mean, yeah, I'm an adult, but still, I don't know. With her husband being Santa and him not acting like the stereotypical Santa, being jolly and, you know, everybody loves Santa and Santa takes care of everybody at Santaland. That's not how Santa is here. And so I enjoyed those differences, but at the same time, it was a little bit heartbreaking that Santa wasn't the person that I wanted him to be. So, yeah. And then on top of that, you know, Santa's mom acting condescending towards April, and the previous Mrs. Claus not acting nice to her either. So, yeah. There were definite things in this book that I didn't enjoy, but for the most part, I really enjoyed it. Definitely put me in that holiday spirit. I really loved being in Santaland, and it was the right book for me to start this month off with. I will definitely be continuing with this series. I believe the second book in the series, which was published this year, occurs around Halloween time, so I'm really curious to see where that's going to take place, first of all, and how all of that is going to come about. So I'm definitely going to be reading that, hopefully, in October. And yes, so really enjoyed this. And if you'd like to know more of my more spoilery thoughts, definitely check out my chapter by chapter playlist on this book. It is linked down in the description box below. I have sectioned off this book into 4 chapter sections, so each video covers 4 chapters, and I let you know my thoughts about those sections as I read them. So this is the part of the video where I usually will tell you what the next month's selection will be, but I have decided that the end of 2021 will also bring the end of Book One Cozy's Club. It has been over 5 years that Book One Cozy's Club has been going, and if you think about the number of series that I have started from running this club, even though Book One Cozy's Club wasn't monthly the whole time it was in existence, that's still a lot of series to have started, and almost all of them I haven't continued at all. I think the only ones that I've continued have been our holiday selections, which were the Year-Round Christmas Mystery Series by Vicki Delaney and the Christmas Tree Farm Mystery Series by Jacqueline Frost. I don't think I've read a second book in any of the series that we have started for Book One Cozy's Club. So I have decided that it is now time for me to do that, and so Book One Cozy's Club will be no more at the end of this year. I have really enjoyed experiencing all of these series, and I hope that I have introduced you to some series along the way that you may not have heard of. So if you have listened to any of my chapter by chapters or read any of the Book One Cozy's Club selections, I thank you for your support. It has been an amazing ride, and I never thought that Book One Cozy's Club would have gone on as long as it has. And so, yeah, it is kind of strange saying that, you know, this is the end and that I won't have a selection to do a chapter by chapter on or bring a first impressions video on next month. Book One Cozy's Club has been a large part of my life, if not a large part of my channel. Now, just because Book One Cozy's Club is ending, that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop reading cozy mysteries. Definitely going to still be reading cozy mysteries. Like I said, I intend on continuing with some of the series that we have read in the past. I definitely will not be continuing with some of them, but I think from the videos that I have posted, you pretty much know which series those are. But yeah, it's time for me to continue with some of the series we have started and explore those stories and series more. So, like I said, thank you for your support. Thank you for coming on this journey with me these 5.5 years when I do start another Cozy Mystery series, because you know that's inevitable. It will definitely still be labeled Book One Cozy's Club, because I think after 5.5 years, that's definitely my brand. So yeah, you'll probably see Book One Cozy's Club again in the title of some of my videos, but that'll pretty much do it for me for Book One Cozy's Club and this video. So again, thank you very much for your support these many years, and I will talk to you again later. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.